like an ox and
Hacker?
gallivanting across the plain.
Why are you commentating everything I do?
What?
Why are you commentating on everything I do?
Sorry, Chris, it's just that I love lamb. I love lamb. I love the meat lamb as well, but I love Dave Lamb. You know Dave Lamb, who does the thing on Horrible Histories Gory Games.
You commentate, yeah. Well, let's leave it to him, shall we? Here's Gory Games with Dave Lamb.
What's that, Chris?
It's lamb.
Thorso Lamb!
If mummies, rats and fleas ain't your thing, and you don't like the sound of an exploding king, if you're easily scared and don't laugh at poo, you better turn off, this show ain't for you. Still watching? Then let's test your brains with Horrible Histories Gory Games. Horrible Histories Gory Games.
Hello and welcome to Gory Games with me, Dave Lamb, and my assistant, Rattus. Rattus?
Oh, sorry, I was just preparing dinner.
Oh, yeah? What are you having?
Cockroach.
Oh, lovely. How do you prepare a cockroach for dinner, exactly?
Oh, I say, hello, nice to meet you. Now I'm going to eat you.
Yes. This is the show where he makes bad jokes while I test your knowledge of horrible histories with quirky quiz questions and gory games. So, let's meet today's horrible historians.
Hi, I'm Jack. Hi, I'm Maisie. Hi, I'm Akatuku.
Excellent. Everybody's here.
To get everyone warmed up today, I've organised a Middle Ages game called Crusader Taste Test. The Christian soldiers, off fighting in the Crusades, were so badly supplied that they were often reduced to eating things like tree bark and wheat found in animal droppings.
No way. Forget it. Our contestants are not eating animal droppings.
No, they don't have to eat animal droppings, no. They're going to be taste testing Crusader meat.
Really?
All they have to do is correctly identify which is chicken,
OK.
which is beef,
Fine.
and which is the meat that truly starving Crusaders turn to. Slices of human flesh carved out of the bum cheek of a dead enemy warrior. So, contestants, which is the body bacon? Are you ready? 3, 2,
No, stop,
1.
stop, right? Absolutely not. Don't worry, you won't have to do that. Not on my watch. You can't have children eating the bums of dead people.
Actually, when you put it like that, yeah, we probably can't, can we?
No.
I think we should move on.
I agree. Right, Jack, Maisie, Okachuku, you are playing to win year spheres. Each year sphere contains a historical date, and at the end of the show, your year sphere dates will be added up, with AD dates being added to your total and BC dates being subtracted from it. So, if these were your year spheres, we'd add 1,215, then subtract 480, giving us a total of, Rattus?
735.
Right, well, that's right. How did you do that?
Well, I added the 1 to the 8, put the 12 and the 4 into the tens column, carried the 0, and while you're distracted with all that, I sneak a look at the answers on your autocue.
Yeah, very clever. At the end of the show, the person with the highest year score will win a unique, amazing prize.
I pulled it out of the time sewers myself.
Yeah, that's right. So your prize is hundreds of years old, was found in the sewers, and worse still, it's also had his grubby little hands all over it.
Oi, technically they are not hands, they're feet.
Whatever. Right, let's get cracking. And to find out who this round's about, it's over to the gory grid.
It's the awful Egyptians.
And your 4 Egyptian topics are myths, tombs, fashion, and war. So, Jack, you get to pick first. Have a little pick.
Fashion.
Let's hear the question.
What was a popular Egyptian hair fashion for women? Was it A, wear a wig with a wax cone on it? B, shampoo your hair with crocodile weave? Or C, dangle onions and radishes from your plaits?
So, is that A, B, or C? They've all agreed on A. Let's find out if they're all right or all wrong.
The answer is A, wear a wig with a melted wax cone on it. The cone was perfume too, apparently. I'm not a woman.
Fantastic. What a great start. A point apiece. Everybody's off the mark. Maisie, it's your turn to pick a topic.
Tombs.
Tombs. Let's hear the question.
The question is, a dead Egyptian's tomb would contain a special scroll of spells and prayers to guide them through the dangers of the underworld. But what was it called? A, the Book of the Dead, B, Rough Guide to the Underworld, or C, the Dead Sea Scrolls?
Let's see your answers now, please. Now, they've all in total agreement again. Let's see if they're right.
The answer is A, the Book of the Dead.
That is a question from Rattus.
Hey, thank you. According to Egyptian myth, why did the sun go down every night? Was it A, because it was drowned by the moon? B, it was swallowed by a cow goddess? Or C, it got sleepy and needed a rest?
Let's see your answers now, please. Look at that. The boys agreeing with B. Maisie out on her own with A. Rattus, what's the answer?
Well, I can tell you the answer is B. Yeah, it was swallowed by a cow goddess. Goddess of the sky, nut. I thought the cow was supposed to jump over the moon, not swallow the sun.
Slight misunderstanding. The final topic in this round is war, and this is your question.
To prove how many men they'd killed in battle, Egyptian soldiers used to cut off and keep what? A, the left hand, B, the right hand, or C, the head?
Let's see your answers now, please. Look at that. Maisie and Jack agreeing with B. Okachuku on his own with C. What's the answer?
The answer is B, the right hand.
Oh, it's horrible, but it's true.
And what that means at the end of the first round is that Jack, with a maximum total of 4, has won the first year sphere.
Come on, Jack, come on down and choose your year sphere. Is that the one you're going for? Yeah?
Yeah.
Excellent choice. Or maybe not.
Yes, you do not want one with a Stone Age date in it because that could be worth a few million minus points. So, winning the quiz means that Jack is automatically through to play the Egyptian game, but will he be alone or will the others get to play too? Let's find out. It's an all-play brainy game, which means all of you are heading off down that time sewer. Go on, Okachuku, lead the way.
Cowabunga!
Yeah, cowabunga indeed. Go on, Maisie.
Stinks!
Stinks. Go on, Jack.
Whee!
No one is entirely sure exactly how the Egyptians built the Great Pyramids. But one thing's for certain, it was nothing like this. Yes, it's time to play
Pyramid Puzzle.
9 blocks, your challenge to work out which block goes where. We've even put the first block in place for you to help you along. First to finish wins the year sphere. So, ready, steady, get building! So here we go then with Pyramid Puzzle. Obviously, Rattus, the thing they're looking to do here is get the large pieces at the bottom, isn't it?
That's right. The point to this game, Dave, is in fact the point.
Absolutely. Okachuku, having a look at that piece from every conceivable angle, really was rotating it there, wasn't he, Rattus?
The problem is with this game, Dave, if you just spend all your time considering one piece, you don't get anywhere. The best thing to do is push them all together and keep kicking them until they fit.
Well, that's your theory, Rattus, and I'd keep it to yourself if I were you. Jack starting again. Good. Probably worth remembering that it did take 20 years for the Egyptians to build the pyramids.
Yes.
You have to say these three will probably be through in half the time. Although, having said that, you got a clock on this, Rattus?
Yeah, there you go.
I've got to be out after this. Blocks everywhere here. Nothing in the way of geometric shapes as yet, although, wait a second, there we go. Jack, I'm delighted to say, has completed the ground floor of his pyramid. Now we're getting somewhere. Jack very much in the lead. But Maisie rallying nicely herself. This is developing into a nice little battle. Maisie's got the ground floor too. Okachuku sadly hasn't yet. He seems to be lagging behind here, Okachuku. He really has got to pull his finger out if he wants to feature in this contest. Of course, the ancient Egyptians themselves were often paid in radishes and garlic for building their pyramids. Not sure Okachuku even deserves half a spring onion for what he's managed. Very disappointing salad he's going to be giving to his friends. Unlike Jack, because look at this. His second level is now complete. He just has 3 more pieces to construct. Surely it's only a matter of time. Only Maisie can catch him now. Because down at the other end, Okachuku is destroying what little pyramid he had in the first place. There is literally 2 pieces on him. Jack has only got 1 piece left. Just the pinnacle of the pyramid required. And there it is.
It's there. Jack's the winner.
It is. Jack has completed his pyramid. And look at that celebration. It's a kind of mixture of dancing and boxing and being a bit silly. And Okachuku is distraught. Well done, Jack. Help yourself to a year sphere. And did you know that the Great Pyramid at Giza is big enough to cover 8 football pitches?
That's humongous.
Yes, it is. Right, time for round 2. And to find out what's up next, it's over to the gory grid.
It's the gorgeous Georgians.
So, you all look pretty happy about the Georgians. Have you all revised them?
Yes.
Oh, Jack, you haven't. Bad luck. The other 2 are right up for it. Here are your 4 Georgian topics. Death, women, kings and smugglers. Maisie, it's your turn to pick first this time. What are you going to have?
Can I have women, please?
Women.
True or false? Women were only allowed to vote in elections in Georgian times if they were rich.
Let's see your answer now, please. So, Maisie and Okachuku going for true, Jack for false. What's the answer?
It's false. Obviously, no women were allowed to vote in Georgian Britain, only male landowners like me.
What a horrible man. Okachuku, your turn to choose a topic.
Can I have death, please?
True or false? In 1830, William Huskisson died in the first ever air balloon accident.
So, is that true or false? Interesting. The boys agreeing on true. Maisie out on her own with false. What's the actual answer?
It's false. Huskisson was run over by one of the first ever trains.
A train impression there from Rattus. Jack, your turn to pick a topic.
I would like kings, please.
Is this true or is it false? King George I spoke next to no English.
Let's see those answers now, please. Boys agreeing again on true. Maisie thinks that's false. What's the actual answer?
It's true.
That's right, he was actually German. And despite being King of Britain, he never bothered to learn English.
You've never bothered to learn rat, have you, Dave?
Oh, I can't say I have. I dread to think what he just said. The final question is on smugglers. And it's a question from Rattus.
True or false? Georgian smugglers used to get valuable lace into the country by hiding it up a pig's bottom.
Let's see your answers now, please. Jack and Maisie have gone for true. Okachuku goes with false. What's the answer, Rattus?
Oh, it's false. Ha! But Georgian smugglers did used to stuff lace down a goose's neck. I'm guessing if you hid lace up a pig's bum, it wouldn't be so pretty afterwards.
I think you're absolutely right. That's the end of the round, and we see that the boys have a tie on their hands with 2 points each. But fingers on buzzers, Jack and Okachuku, because we are going to our tie-break question. Beginning with the letter W, name the type of boots named after the British general who defeated Okachuku.
Wellingtons.
Wellington is absolutely right. Well done. Help yourself to a year sphere. So, Okachuku is through to play the Georgian game, but will he be playing alone or will he play with everyone? Let's find out. It's an all-play silly game, so off down the time sewer with a lot of you. Lead off, Okachuku.
Yippee-ki! Stinks! Stinky Winky!
Stinky Winky indeed. Now, Georgian wigs were huge, and with huge wigs came a huge problem. The number of bugs that called the wig home. It's time to play Flea Fling. Loads of fleas and lice will be flinging themselves from a giant Georgian wig. You have to catch as many bugs in your wig as possible. The player who catches the most wins the year sphere. Are you ready? It's time to fling those fleas. So here we go with the flea flinger. They're all out straight away. Lots of fleas and bugs and lice and all sorts of things coming out of there. And Okachuku's made a good start. There's one already clinging to his wig. There's a second. And now Jack's off the mark. Oh, and there's a second clinger.
They are little clingers, Dave. It has to be said.
Oh, and Jack's got one in front of his face. There's one hanging off Jack's wig and it's obscuring his view. But to be honest, it's helping him. I don't know how that works. How does that work,
I'm not sure. The danglers are a bit odd there, Dave. Sometimes they help, sometimes they hinder.
That's danglers for you. Okachuku and Jack neck and neck. Well, Jack just forging ahead. forging ahead again. Nothing so far for Maisie, but there's still time left. And to be honest, Rattus, it's a very tricky game, this, isn't it? It's not as easy as it looks. Somehow you've got to keep your eye on the flea, but then not look at them.
Well, you have to look to see where they're coming from, but then you have to remember to tip your head forward in order to catch the little blighters.
Yes, because if you don't, you'll cop yourself a flea in the face, and because your face isn't made of Velcro, it will not stick.
That's right, it'll just bounce right off.
It will. Oh, and Maisie's got one. Excellent, excellent stuff. There's another one. Oh, she's on fire now. But Jack is stretching his lead ever so slightly. He's 6-5 up. Oh, there's a rush of them. That probably means the end of the game is approaching. Jack's gone 2 points clear. That could be a crucial lead at this stage. Okachuku gets one, Maisie gets one. Oh, it's terribly close, but just hanging on and winning the flea fling. It's Jack. He's got a wig full of lice, he's got a broad grin, and he's got a flea obscuring his face. Back behind your podiums. Maisie, you were going for them with your face a little bit, did you?
I needed to see where they were.
You have to move your head a little bit forward, because if you look at it, hit your face, not your head.
Jack, you had one across your face. How did you see anything?
It was just, I saw fleas, lots of fleas, and I'm just wafting it about. It was so funny.
Excellent. So, Jack, help yourself to another year's fear. Georgian wig fashion changed over the decades. Long wigs were popular until the 1760s, and then the fashion changed to shorter wigs.
Does that mean that people took the wigs in for a haircut?
I'll press on, if I may.
Oh, yes, please do.
Yeah, lovely. Over to the gory grid, then, to find out what's up next.
It's the Vicious Vikings.
And here are your all-important Viking topics. Assassins, blood axe, slaves, and Viking myth. So, Okachuku, it's your turn to choose first. What are you having?
I would like to choose Viking myth.
Let's hear that question. It's a question from Rattus.
Certainly is. According to Viking beliefs, clouds in the sky are rarely A, floating sheep, B, good witches, or C, the brains of a dead giant.
Let's see those answers now, please. And you're all agreed. You've all gone for C. Well, Rattus, are they all right or are they all wrong?
Oh, I'm afraid, Dave. They're all right, yes, yes, C, the brains of a dead giant. Imagine a Viking weather forecast day. We're expecting plenty of Sunna, the god of the sun, with scattered dead giant brains.
Well done, Rattus. OK, Jack, your turn to pick a topic.
I would like blood axe.
Blood axe.
How did Viking Egil Skallagrimson, real name, save his own life when he met his enemy, King Eric Bloodaxe? A, he pretended to be someone else. B, he wrote a nice poem. Or C, he begged for mercy on his knees.
Let's see those answers now, please. There we go. The boys are going for B. Maisie on her own with A. What's the answer?
The answer is B. He wrote such a good poem, the king decided not to kill him.
Maisie, it's your turn to choose a topic.
Can I have slaves, please?
What was a Viking slave called? A, a thrall, B, a snall, or C, a maul?
Let's see those answers now, please. Look at that. Jack and Maisie agreeing with A. Okachuku's going for C. What's the answer?
The answer is A, a thrall. We gave them nice names like Oaf, Stinking, and Blobnose. I think they liked them. I really do.
Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. We'll never know. OK, one question left in this round. It's on assassins. Let's hear it now.
Let's see if you know this one. My question is, Anglo-Saxon king Edmund Ironside was finished off by a Viking assassin. But where was the assassin hiding? In Edmund's A, cupboard, B, toilet, or C, stable?
Maisie had a reaction to that question. I think maybe she thinks she's got it. Is the answer A, B, or C? Show me now. Well, look at that. Complete agreement across the board. Everyone's gone for B. Are they all right or are they all wrong?
The answer is B, in his toilet. Brilliant.
Yes.
So at the end of that round, Jack, with another maximum score, has won himself a year sphere. Help yourself to your 4th year sphere, Jack. So, Jack, as the quiz winner, you're obviously through to play the Viking game, but will you play alone or will the others play too? Let's find out. This time it's a single-player brainy game. So, Jack, get down that time sewer on your own.
Woohoo!
Many Vikings had names that spread terror. Names like Eric Bloodaxe that conjure up images of huge, hairy, axe-wielding Vikings. But not all Vikings had quite such terrifying names. It's time to play the
Viking Name Game.
7 Viking names, but 2 are made up. You have to work out which 5 are real. Choose 5 names and move them to the real board. Then touch the Viking axe, I think it's been washed, to find out how many you've got right. Keep trying new combinations of names until you've got all 5, but you've got to be quick. You're against the clock. And your time starts now. Here we go then with the Viking name game. He's got to choose the 5 genuine Viking names and stick them on that board. And there's his first one, Svein Forkbeard. Well, that sounds like a name to conjure with, doesn't it, Rattus?
It certainly does, Dave.
Yeah, I wonder if he had a forky beard. I'm suspecting he probably did. Well, he's gone for 2. He's got a second one up there. There goes Eric the Scared, along with Gudmund the Excellent. Here comes the 4th one. What's he chosen for? Sigrid the Ambitious. And to complete his lineup, Olaf the Quiet.
You have 4 right.
And there's one of those wrong. Which is it going to be? What do you think it is? Eric the Scared comes off. I wonder if that was the wrong one. Up goes Eystein the Farter.
You have all 5 right.
And Eystein the Farter was a genuine man. Can you believe it? What cruel, cruel parents. Back you come, Jack. Help yourself to another year sphere. Look at that, you've got a full podium. So well done, and you were quite right. Harold Puddingface and Eric the Scared aren't real Viking names. Rattus, do you know which British city is named after Svein Forkbeard?
Oh, yes, I do. I know this. Swansea.
Correct. So, to those of you who live in Swansea, be grateful your city wasn't named Forkbeardsea.
Or, more importantly, it wasn't named after Einstein the Farter.
Time for the final round. And what's the gory grid got for us this time?
It's the terrible Choders.
No quirky quiz in our final round. It's straight to our big all-play Tudor endgame, and it's a very, very silly one. Everyone, get down that time sewer.
Cowabunga! Oh, it stinks. Geronimo!
Now, Henry VIII certainly liked his food.
Nonsense. I didn't like food. I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
All right, he loved his food, and he wants feeding now. It's time to play...
Who ate all the pies?
You have to grab pies and chuck them into the hungry king's mouth. A task that can only be hindered by the fact that we've attached you to bungee ropes. Apologies for that. The person who gets the most pies in their Henry's mouth in the time limit wins the year sphere. 3, 2, 1, it's pie time. Here we go then with who ate all the pies, and the answer, of course, to that is Henry VIII. And it's all about technique, this game, and there's... Oh, and I have to say I like Okachuku's. Oh, I like that a lot. That is the classic Frisbee. And look what he does. Look what he does here. Oh, beautiful. 2 out of 2. What Okachuku's doing is that he's resisting the spring-back tension and the bungee. He's steadying himself, and then he's just Frisbeeing the pie straight through the gob. Here he goes again. Look at this. Textbook. Beautiful stuff. Wow, what a tremendous player he is. And the others are shell-shocked. They are absolutely shell-shocked by what's happening in Okachuku's lane here. There's Jack. He's got the underarm hoik going, and he scores one there. Fair play to him. The pie man busying himself as always. A terrific pie man. That's very lucky to get him. He really does prepare a lovely pie.
I wonder whether or not fruit or meat is having an effect here, because some of the pies are meat, some of them are seafood, and some of them are just full of cotton wool.
Well, that's interesting. It's a very, very interesting point, Rattus, because that will affect the trajectory. Although whether Henry VIII would have liked seafood, I think he's very much a meat pie man, isn't he, Rattus?
I would have said so, Dave.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he was allergic to seafood and to dieting, of course. She gets pinged back very sharply, doesn't she, Maisie?
She does get pinged back sharply, Dave, but the tension is set to the right momentum for the size and weight of the child.
Well, that's extremely clear. Thank you for clearing that one up, Rattus. That's certainly made our understanding of the game much deeper.
30 seconds remaining.
So, 30 seconds left now. Okachuku is well out in front. 4 pies to the good at the moment. They're all beginning to tire now. It really does get tiring very quickly, this game. And I think Okachuku's done enough early on to win this comfortably. He's doing tremendously well. It really was exciting the way he started off the game. Oh dear, that was a tired fling there from Maisie. And she actually nearly got hit in the face by a pie in the pieman's hand there.
Time's up.
And it's all over. Respite at last for Maisie, who collapses in a heap on the ground. But our winner, without question, 6 pies to 3, is Okachuku, and there he is, struggling for breath. Get back behind those podiums. Well played indeed. Very interesting to see 3 very different techniques on display during that game. Maisie, how did you find it?
Hard, because I ran, but I couldn't throw because I just got pulled back, so I had the same pie for about 5 goes.
Henry's stomach must have been rumbling. Okachuku, help yourself to a year sphere. One Tudor feast at Greenwich Palace lasted for 7 hours, and the food didn't come on plates. It was served on trenchers, which are huge slabs of bread.
So even their plates were edible? Ah, those Tudors really did think of everything.
It's time to count up those year spheres, and remember, AD dates are added to your total and BC years are subtracted. OK, Jack, let's see what you've got. Ooh, it's 60 BC. That was the year Boudica rebelled against the Romans. It's bad, but it's not a disaster. 1840 AD. Queen Victoria marries Prince Albert. You're back in the positive. 1213 BC. The death of Pharaoh Ramesses II. But you're still in the positive. It's all good. 476 AD. The fall of the Roman Empire that year. Let's have a look at your final one. It could be crucial. Oh, my word, Jack, it's 16,000 BC. The oldest caveman pots and bowls dated from round about then. So that's meant that you've ended up with a total of minus 14,957. Maisie, I can tell you what you've got. You've got naught, which at the moment puts you firmly in the lead. So, Okachuku, 0 to beat. Let's open that first one. 991 AD, Vikings won the Battle of Malden. It's all coming down to this second sphere. Let's have a look at it. 1533 AD, the Incan Empire destroyed by Spanish conquistadors. Okachuku, you are today's champion. With 2,524 points, the bad news is I entrusted Rattus with finding the prize.
Actually, the prize is an important historical artifact.
Really?
Oh, yes. You see, back in 1632, a Puritan called Will Prynne wrote a book condemning the theatre as evil. Unfortunately, the king quite liked a spot of acting, so the book was condemned as treason, and Will Prynne had his ears cut off as a punishment. So, an original edition of that historic book would make quite a prize.
What, and you've actually found one of them in the time sewer?
Nope, but I did find Will Prynne's severed ears.
Oh. What is wrong with you?
I wouldn't know where to start. Okachuku, congratulations!
There you go, Okachuku.
Sorry,
it's just a couple of ears on a plinth. It just remains for me to say thanks to Maisie, to Jack and to Okachuku, and no thanks whatsoever to Rattus.
Oh, that's OK.
You've been watching Gory Games. Goodbye.
Goodbye!
Was that show messy enough for you? Or would you have preferred a little more poo? Have you had your fill of blood, guts and gore? Or have we left you still wanting more? Well, keep watching. We'll be back again with Horrible Histories Gory Games. Horrible Histories Gory Games.
Hello there, Sonali here to tell you why you should tune into Newsround at 10 to 7, a show that the team is getting ready for you right now. I say team, today it's just one guy called Jimmy. Anyway, you can find out why kids in South Korea are being banned from playing online games after midnight. I'll tell you the cheapest and priciest places to buy a football pie, and a passenger you really wouldn't want to share the car with. If you want to see more of that, and I know you do, then come back here in just over half an hour's time after Shaun the Sheep. Bye.
Which brave warrior has what it takes to conquer the castle? Well, there's just the small task of the pungent plank, slippery slope, rolling mace, impossible incline, beastly battle axe, road bridge of disaster, and the debilitating disc. Not enough. How about the Titanic teeter-totters and the water wall? Oh. Get ready
ready for a full-on splattathon with the all-new Splatterlot.
Weekday mornings at 8:35 on the CBBC channel.